Test, test, test one, two. All right. Well, I apologize for the bare minimum or less effort I have to put into these types of videos because last time I had a trailer playing in the background when I was giving my thoughts about Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, and YouTube decided to block it worldwide, even though I had the trailer on mute. So I was just playing the trailer on loop in the background so people had something to look at. But I had it on mute as I just pretty much expressed my thoughts about the movie, and YouTube was like, nope, can't have that. So I had to do something that was, I don't know, that was not as impressive just by having my avatar on the screen with a poster of the movie. Anyways, looks like I'm doing the same thing for this one. Uh, so, real quick, funny story before I talk about this movie. When the movie was over and I got up to walk out of the theater, when I was approaching the lobby, right? And there was a group of kids all running around and they were wearing pajamas. And I was like, okay, well, kids will be kids. And I kept walking, or at least I tried to keep walking. One of the little kids walked up next to me and I had noticed they were still walking next to me as I was approaching the door. So I was like, what? So I looked down and there was this little white girl eating popcorn, and I just said, hi. So I was like, what kind of Chris Hansen bullshit is this? So I took a few steps back to the front counter, and I approached one of the staff members, one of the staff workers there, and I was like, excuse me, is are these your kids? Because they started following me. She said no, and after she said no, I was like, oh, well, hey, they, I don't know if you want to do something about that. They started following me, and then I just started to run like hell. I ran out of the theater to my car. I was like, get me the fuck out of here. uh, Look, every time I go outside, once in a while, of course, you got to go outside to touch grass, and I don't mind touching grass every once in a while, but there's always human interaction, but it always seemed to be weird human interactions going on with me. Well, especially with this week between old ladies and kids. The old lady thing, well, that was a separate thing from yesterday when I went to the supermarket to do some grocery shopping, and one of the customers, it was an old lady, an old woman, asked for my help to reach for something on the top shelf, but I notice it's always me. It's always me. Every time I go grocery shopping, some old lady asks for my assistance. And today, it was weird kids trying to go home with me. I was like, what the fuck? uh, so yeah, just a weird week this week. I don't know. Like people are acting weird around me, like I'm the goddamn messiah. Like I have a halo over my head, like I'm the second coming of Christ. Or no, like as if I have a huge sign over my head that says guardian angel. Like, no, I'm no one's guardian angel. Just leave me alone. I just want to go outside and touch grass. But I forgot how weird that can be sometimes going outside to touch grass. I'm like, no, I should stay in my natural habitat, which is my bedroom, playing video games, eating pizza. Anyways, that was just a funny story I wanted to share with you guys. Just my funny theater experience, because usually on a Thursday, or watching a matinee on a Thursday evening, I usually have a chill experience. Like I have no issues with anybody being assholes, or anybody bringing their infants into the theaters and they start crying, because you know how that goes when the baby starts crying and it kind of gets irritating and you can't really hear the movie that well. Uh, Usually crying kids. I usually have those experiences watching movies on the weekends, but on a weekday like a Thursday, it's usually chill. But today was weird as fuck. Sorry. um, so Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire. When I saw the first trailer for this movie, I was not hyped, and I was like, all right, I'll wait for a second trailer to see if it gets me hyped. Saw the second trailer, still did not get me hyped, but I was like, you know what? I'm seeing some silly stuff in here that I might have fun with, so it might still be a fun time regardless how these trailers turn out, I was still gonna give the movie a chance. And after finally watching this movie for myself, I can say that it felt like watching a fun Saturday morning cartoon. Make of that what you will. Uh, it definitely felt like a cartoon. If I would have to rank this with the other movies in the MonsterVerse, like Godzilla 2014, Godzilla King of the Monsters, Godzilla vs. Kong, Kong Skull Island, I think I would put all of those movies above this one. This just felt like filler. Like, you know how you're watching like an anime arc and that arc is over, but then they have like this a bunch of filler episodes that it's pretty much a bunch of nothing until they get to like their truly epic stuff. That's what it felt to me. This felt like filler before, the next movie or maybe the next two movies before they get to like the truly epic stuff. Um, there is not a lot of Godzilla in this movie. This is I would say this is mostly a Kong story. Yeah, because it follows Kong quite a bit throughout the entire film. I mean, Godzilla is there and he does stuff, but he's there mostly to fight other monsters and to help Kong out in the end. Pretty much that's it. The pink colors on his dorsal spines, they do explain that. I didn't really have an issue with it. It's just something, I guess, different to set it apart from other movies. So, when people see Godzilla with the pink dorsal plates, they can go, oh, yeah, that's the Godzilla from the Godzilla X Kong movie. Uh, Kong, I would say he was pretty awesome in this. He was handled well. I think he was more humanized. Like, you could see some more emotions going on with his, going on with his reactions and how he reacts towards humans and other monsters. Uh, Scar King, I think Scar King was a disappointment. I'm sorry. Like, I know so many fans were building this kaiju up to be like the biggest, baddest kaiju, along with the other monster that he has helping him in the movie. But I will say this: when he first appears in the movie, I thought it was pretty cool. I thought the way he was moving towards Kong was really interesting, and the way he was taunting Kong, it really showed like he was very intelligent, but also very unhinged because you could tell like he kept chuckling at Kong, and he was just very unhinged, a very unhinged monster, and I thought it was kind of cool, but it was cool until the point when he needed the help of another monster, and I was like, oh, really? So this guy is not as dangerous as he appears to be. Like all this build up from these trailers and the fans, and to me, he was just meh, meh. Like because he often needed the help of another monster to help him in battle. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, okay, this monster, this Scar King, is not as big and bad as he appears to be. Uh, which brings me to the other monster that helps him out, Shimu or Shimo. I'm just gonna say Shimu. This monster, I, hmm, well, it was there to help Scar King. Like, I don't know. There was so much build up surrounding this monster on social media. Like, I remember of all the tweets I keep seeing on Twitter, people saying, "Oh, this is going to be the biggest, baddest monster of the movie," and I can assure you, it is not. It's just Scar King's lapdog until no, not Godzilla, but the baby Kong breaks the MacGuffin thing that controls him, and then he comes to his senses. Or sorry, she comes to her senses again, and she's like, "Oh yeah, hey guys, I'm a good monster. I'll help you out, defeat Scar King." And it's like, but really, this monster didn't really do a lot. It appeared a few times and fired some ice breath attacks a lot, but it wasn't really that badass of a monster. Like I know there was so much buildup around the description of this monster, saying like this monster caused the Ice Age, and it was the one to freeze King Ghidorah in ice. And I, I, I will say when it first appeared, it was kind of cool, but after that, it was just seeing how much of a lapdog it was to Scar King because of this object, this special object that Scar King had at the end of his whip to control Shimu. I was like, I don't know if I like that. Yeah, I don't know if I like that because when I saw the trailers, I was speculating that Scar King was going to have some weird psychic powers to control other monsters with his mind. I think that would have been really awesome if they would have added something like that to the plot. But no, nothing like that at all. He was just a very unhinged monster that was, I guess, chilling out in part of the, what was it called, the subterranean areas of Hollow Earth. It was just chilling out down there this entire time. Uh, And when it first appeared, it was cool and everything, but after that, I was like, all right. He often needs the help of this other monster to help him out of a jam. I'm like, I don't know if I like that. I would have preferred if he would have like controlled other monsters with his mind, but that's just me. I think that would have been a lot cooler. But I don't know if I could really complain because I was expecting loud, dumb fun, and that's exactly what I got with this movie. Loud, dumb fun. Um, it was definitely loud. It definitely brung the dumbness. A lot of dumb things they just pull out of their ass, and they know they know. The movie even acknowledges that when one of the characters say, "Hey, while we're pulling shit out of our ass, let's find a way out of here," or blah blah blah, something to that nature, right? But he does say the lines of, "Hey, while we're pulling shit out of our ass," and I was like, "All right, so they know, they know." This movie is self-aware of what it is, um, and the fun was definitely there. Yeah, the fun was definitely there. But if I would have to rank this with other monster movies, Godzilla King of the Monsters, Godzilla vs Kong, Kong Skull Island, uh, uh, I'll have to put this on the bottom of the list. Even though I think I like Kong a lot in this movie, mainly because it's mostly his movie. They show him more than Godzilla, but I think he was handled well in this movie. I would say, uh, most of the times. Nah, actually, yeah, there was a lot of times where he was pretty badass and he seemed like he was the king he was meant to be. Um, but yeah, I think I like the other ones better than this. I like King of the Monsters. Well, actually, you know what? Mm, uh, I might put this above 2014. I might put 2014 on the bottom of the list. Yeah, yeah. All right. I mean, it's not that hard to do. I mean, considering how the first Godzilla movie turned out, when they, kept cutting away from the action and saved most of the action towards the end. So yeah, I'm going to be a little bit more forgiving here. I think I'll put it above Godzilla 2014. So I'll put that in the number 4 spot, and above that one would be King of the Monsters, Godzilla vs Kong, and Kong Skull Island. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's how I would rank them. Uh, but yeah, by the end of this movie, I didn't even stick around for the credits, so I have no clue if there's anything during or after the credits. I was like, I think I seen all I needed to see and got the hell out of there. And then kids started to follow me in the lobby. I was like, what the hell? What the fuck is going on here? uh, so with that said, I can say that this is not the movie to be taken seriously. Go in expecting a Saturday morning cartoon because this movie definitely turns into a cartoon. Um, I mean, within its own rights, within reason, it's It's not like a literal cartoon like Thor Love and Thunder did, where they actually put in a literal cartoon character in the movie that looked like an emoji. I was like, what the fuck am I watching right now? This is Thor Love and Thunder? Like, they really shitted all over this story from the comics. Yikes. Yikes. Right? So it's not, I want to say it's not that silly, but it can get pretty silly, but it's within reason. I mean, the movie knows what it is. So if you're going and expecting loud, dumb fun, you're gonna get that. Yeah, as long as you're expecting that, you're gonna get that 100%. Uh, Now compared to Godzilla minus one, I'm sorry, but Godzilla minus one is still king. It's well, in my eyes, it's still king of the kaiju films, or king of the modern day Godzilla movies. I Yeah, I would still love that movie for a long time. I put that definitely put that above the New Empire, even though I get it. They're two different tones, right? Two different films, kaiju films. If I would have to compare it with the last movie I saw last week, which was Godzilla, or sorry, Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire. Well, mm, I think I'm being a little bit too kind, a little bit too generous on Ghostbusters Frozen Empire because I know a lot of people hate it to the point where I'm just seeing so many people on social media trash that movie, and I feel like I'm the only person in existence that actually had fun with it. Because I just went in with to that movie with the mindset of comparing it to the animated series, and I pretty much kind of felt like a kid again. Like I was looking at that movie as if I was 12 years old again, and I was like, you know what? I had fun with Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire, but it's painfully apparent that a lot of fans um, did not like it and are very critical about a lot of things in that movie. I saw and understood the flaws, but I had fun. I don't know what to say. I had fun with Frozen Empire, or yeah, yeah, Frozen Empire. I forgot that movie and this movie both had the word Empire in the title. But yeah, I mean, between this movie and that movie last week, I think I had more fun with. Brr, that's a tough one. That's a tough one because this one was like a Saturday morning cartoon, and Frozen Empire, I compared that to like one of the animated series of the original cartoon. Um, I think, ha, there's a lot of things in Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire to enjoy, but I think I had a I don't know. I don't know. I think I slightly had more fun with Ghostbusters more than this, even though there's a lot of enjoyable things to experience in this movie. But yeah, I think I slightly had more fun with Ghostbusters. But all right, I just wanted to give my thoughts and tell my funny story about today because I thought a lot of you guys would get a kick out of that. Sorry for this this bare minimum of a video I'm doing. Like I said, like I feel like I can't do much anymore on YouTube because YouTube will just block my videos or I'll get some kind of copyright claim or strike, and then uh, censorship sucks. Anyways, I'll see you all in the next video later.